Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris.
I'm Nate.
That was him back there. And I'm in the kitchen. And a few weeks ago, I made a video about this Augason Farms beef flavored vegetarian meat substitute. We made some sausage. It was okay. Since then, I've made sausage again, and that was a lot better. It was actually, I would dare say, good. And then I made some tacos, which were also really good. Those were actually really good. And then I made some spaghetti, and that was like really good. Like that was like legit just good. Like it wasn't good for vegetarian meat substitute. Like it was just good spaghetti. I would not have known that it wasn't beef. And so I'm making some more again because we liked it. And because I've got some veggies and stuff to get rid of before they go bad. And so I thought I would show you how I make it because I always wanted to do like a cooking show. When I was little, there was a TV show called Yan Can Cook. Me and my brother watched it every day when we were eating breakfast, go to school, and we always wanted our own TV cooking show. I think it was Yan Can Cook. Yeah, he made like Chinese food and stuff. So I am fulfilling that dream today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I got a few other things that I'm going to be making one of these days as I get time. And there we go. So starting off, I've got a cast iron pan here. I think this was like 12 inches. This is the one that I use the most. It's not a large, but it works just fine. And I use this one the most because I just like the size. It's also the one that I've had the longest. I find that preheating the cast iron does work a little bit better. I'm going to put some olive oil in there because olive oil is good. And I do go a little bit oilier when I'm making this stuff because it's a bit on the dry side. It's not meat, you know, so it doesn't have the meaty oiliness to it. I'm going to get some poison onions. I've been hearing that there's recalls on onions and stuff, but I have not had any problems eating these onions, so I shall continue to do so. While I eat these onions, I should probably start hydrating this, so let's do that. Let me grab something quickly. We'll use this bowl, that's fine. So the ratio you want to use is just 1-to-1 of the TVP, which I put it in this thing. This is just empty. I just kept it for like the directions and for the label. So you want to go a 1-to-1 ratio of liquid to this stuff. So this is just a 1/4 cup. And still got the little oxygen absorber in there, not doing anything. So I'm going to go with, let's see, let's do a 1/2 cup. Why not? 1/2 cup it is. Should be good. You're supposed to throw that out. I don't see how it would cause any harm in there. And then I like to use vegetable stock instead of water. Keep this on low. And so I'm going to put a 1/2 cup because 2 1/4 cups equals 1/2. If you're not good at fractions, that's how that works. Alright. Now, you're actually supposed to use hot liquid and let it rehydrate, but I want to do these onions first, so that's fine. It'll just take longer, but it does seem to hydrate just fine. Now, I've been trying to make a point of keeping my onion peels lately because I want to make some homemade veggie stock. And using all your vegetable scraps is a great way to do that. The peels in particular give you a color to your stock. So I'm just going to go like that. And I'm not too worried about waste here because it's not actually going to get wasted. If it doesn't go in the stock, it'll go in the compost. Either way is fine by me. Just gonna move that to the side. And let's do, how much onion do I want? I don't know. I don't measure anything. Pretty much, I'm not gonna say ever because I just measured that. But I'm not big on measuring things. Close enough is close enough to me. But onion is delicious, and I think it's good for you. So I'm not sure what's in it, but there's something in it that's good for you. There we go. Gonna add a little bit more oil. A nice greasy onion. I got a little bit of peel in there. Got that out. And I'm just gonna brown these bad boys a little bit. So a lot of times when I cook, I just, it's kind of what we have in the house, a lot of times. Whatever we have is what goes in, especially when we're talking about veggies. So right now, I've got some green pepper. I've always got onions, I've always got garlic, so that's like, whatever. I've got a few tomatoes left. I've got a few of these little baby portobello mushrooms. I made some, what's it called? I made some mushroom gravy the other day. Mushroom gravy with mashed potatoes and this mushroom seems a little softer than the others. I don't think I'll skip that one. What is this stuff called? Impossible burger meat. Made some Salisbury steak with it. That was surprisingly delicious. I was impressed. The Impossible beef, Impossible burgers, that's pretty good. Like, I can eat that one as just as a burger. Like, you can just put it on a bun, some barbecue sauce or whatever, and eat it, and it's good. I would, if I'm not paying attention, I would probably think that it was actual meat. Not all the other meat alternatives I can say the same for. I don't think I like the Beyond Beef quite as much as the Impossible. The Impossible is better, I think. But switching over to being vegetarian has not been a big ordeal for us, really. I thought it would be harder for Nate than what it seems to be. I never was big on eating meat. Like, I eat it. When I was a kid, I didn't like meat at all. I wanted to be a vegetarian, not because I cared about dead animals or health. I just didn't really like meat all that much. I've learned to like meat more, but not eating it, generally speaking, doesn't matter that much to me. Especially with these meat alternatives, like, I'm fine. Brown that up a little bit. Don't want them to burn. There is a misconception I found out about cast iron, that it supposedly heats evenly. It does not. I found that cast iron does not heat evenly at all. There's definitely hot spots, like right over where the fire is hot, and it's significantly cooler where there's no fire. Like the sides, so the fire's like right in the middle there. If I push things off to the side, it doesn't burn, it doesn't, you hear that? The sizzling has gone down significantly. It's not even really cooking over there. If I push the stuff back into the center, sizzle time. So, if you've read or believe for whatever reason that the benefit of cast iron is its even heating, that is a myth. Busting myths right here. I'm going to throw these mushrooms in. Let them cook a little bit as well. My eyes. I burn. Alright, let's cut up some. Person on there as well. And all my scraps here, like I said, I'm going to save this. I've got a little freezer bag that's in the freezer, and I'm just filling up with these scraps. And yeah, it's going to be some veggie broth one day. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Maybe I won't. We'll see how the cooking videos go. If you follow the channel, and you should, you may recognize this knife that I'm using. This is a very old knife. It's been laying around the house for as long as I've been alive, I believe. Did I ever tell you guys that this is the house I grew up in? Never really lived anywhere else. I went away to college for a little bit. Came right back when I was done. So yeah, this knife was sitting around all this time. It was completely dull. It was rusty. It was just laying around. And I refurbished it, restored it, whatever you want to call it. I recorded it. I wanted to make a video out of it and post it. However, I lost a good portion of the video, and it took me a really long time to do. But I did do some videos on how to do a handle wrap. A couple of videos on how to handle wrap there, and this is my favorite knife to use now. Probably just because I think it looks cool and because I invested some work into it. But it's so nice, it's so cool, I think, that I had a rusty, completely dull, like I could saw on my arm if I wanted to, and it would not cut it, like I'd be fine. Only way you're going to hurt somebody was if you like treat it like a hammer and whack them with it. They certainly weren't cutting them. Only we're going to cut some soft mushrooms. It does need to be resharpened, but yeah, I fired it up in the grill to give it this brute du forge finish. I used the Dremel it was warped, so I cut the warp part out. It's still not completely flat, but it's much better. Removed the what do you call it? The handle. It was wood, and it was split and loose and all that. Took that off. And now it's like a knife that I can actually use. I'm so happy. Alright, that stuff's brown enough, I think. So what I'm making is I'm going to just make some pasta. It's going to be like a garden veggie pasta type of thing. Spaghetti. Actually, I'm going to use macaroni noodles, not spaghetti. Unless I have spaghetti already out, then maybe I might use it. Alright, so that's brownish. I'll move that to the side. Let's add in these green peppers. Let them cook a little bit. Just a little bit. This garlic came from the garden from last year. If you're interested in that, I posted a video not too long ago about planting garlic. Just planted new, fresh garlic for next year. So hopefully that comes out. These cloves are a bit on the small side. My eyes are still bothering me. You know, let's do the tomatoes next, actually. Tomatoes, the longer you cook them, the better they are. Probably should have put them in sooner, but whatever. No way I would have been able to slice these. These tomatoes they don't have much longer in them. They're very soft. I would not have been able to cut these by any means before. The power of being able to sharpen your own knives. Don't have many. Put them in anyway. There you go. garlic. Those are small. Little baby garlics. What do you think? 2 cloves of garlic. They're on the small side. Cut the ends off. Smashy smash. Choppy chop. Woo! I have never mastered the art of like chopping and whatnot with a kitchen knife. It ain't pretty, but it gets chopped. Let's do maybe one more. If I have one more right here. I thought I had another one. There it is. Something lovely about cooking with the stuff from your own garden. And cutting with a knife that made is too strong of a word. Not quite accurate. It just makes it more fun. In a pan that you season. The garlic, I find, burns pretty quick, so I kind of just throw that off to the side immediately. Can you guys see how colorful this is? Oh, pretty it is. Look down. Look right now, right there. Look at that. So pretty. I like colorful food. Alright, I'm gonna move that off the side. Now, see this meats. It's pretty hydrated at this point. Probably not fully. But that's okay. I'm gonna dump it in. No. That looks an awful lot like meat, doesn't it? And see, I cut corners where you can. I'm just gonna use the... I'm not a weakling. I hurt my finger. It's not as swollen as it was, but it was really swollen. Doing the jujitsu. Actually, sorry, I take that back. This happened in wrestling class. A little garlic peel there. Another thing with the cast iron, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't cook tomatoes in cast iron. I mean, that is half true. The acidity of tomatoes can cause the iron and stuff to flake off, and you end up with food that tastes like metal. It'll increase your iron intake though, so that's good. But it can affect the taste. But that's when you're like doing like a long simmer, cooking it for a long time. You're doing like a tomato-based stew where you're, simmering it for 2 hours or something like that. That is not going to be the case here. I'm going to be cooking this in here. I also season this pretty regularly. I use it a lot. I have yet to have a metallic taste to my pasta or anything like that I make in here. Maybe on a brand new one, that might be the issue. Well, like I said, if you're simmering it for a long time, I wouldn't cook lemonade. I wouldn't cook lemonade anyway, but something like that's really acidic. Alright, I'm just going to let that do its thing for a little bit. I might add just a tad more liquid just to be on the safe side because I'm not going to be paying attention to it. And I don't want the meat to absorb all the liquid and this gets to be too thick. There we go. And I haven't gone heavy on the seasonings because this already has some in it. It's not super flavorful, but it does have like the salt and Italian spices and stuff in it already. I will add, let's add some pepper. Pepper's always good. And then I have, from the jardin, I've got some fresh rosemary. So, like I said, really a big portion of my cooking is just a matter of what do we have? What do we have that's fresh and looks tasty? That's what goes in. So I already washed this. So let's just put some in. And I'm realizing now, I probably should have started the pasta itself. That needs to boil. But I am occupying the entire stove. Let's chop this up a little bit. So I already picked and washed this rosemary because I was using it for something else that I will probably do a different video on. I don't want the stems, I just want the leaves. So let's just stick that in there. We'll have a little rosemary flavor. Why not? We've got it. And it'll just go bad if I let it sit there. Oh, you know what? I could probably put it in my vegetable stock, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Alright, so let's cook some spaghetti, some pasta. I like using this stuff. Oh, look at me. Eyes up here. This stuff, hidden veggie, because we don't like vegetables. And so this tastes very much just like regular pasta. I don't taste the veggies. But supposedly they're in there. So this is what I typically use to make it a little bit more healthy for you. I don't think it's organic. 1 full serving of vegetables. And that's it. I mean, that's basically the meal here. I don't think I'm going to continue on. Let's turn this off. I don't think I'm going to continue on with this video because I'm looking at it. It's already at 23 minutes or so. And the rest is literally just boiling water and pouring pasta in and then eating it. This will probably be good. I'm going to venture to say that it's going to be good. And if it's not, we'll eat it anyway because that's what I made. Alright, like and subscribe if you enjoy this stuff. I probably should have planned that better so we'd have the pasta ready to go and I could just pour it on and you could see me eat it. But you wouldn't be able to taste it anyway, so whatever. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!